I'm trying to decide right now. That's the main trail that's in front of me, but it goes to a deeper spot where fishermen go. Where I need to go is over there, and it's really thick, but I think we're gonna go ahead and beat a trail through here because the creek bank where the fishermen fish at is pretty steep and it's hard to get down into the water. So I'm trying to approach this with a little bit of method to my madness and hope that I'll come up with something good and not find that snake that I keep on worrying about. As much as I've been thinking about them, it's about time for me to run across one. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Adventure Archaeology. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brandon. Today we're out searching for antique bottles at a local river. We've got two creeks that I'm going to hit today. The first one's going to be a little bit more narrow than the one that we're at. It's a little bit more muddy, but I'm hoping that we're going to find something pretty cool. So let's go see what we can find. Well, we made it down that creek bank over there. Y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about probably. It's really steep, really brushy, and this creek is not like the typical creek that I'm in. It's crystal clear. This is actually a pretty swampy creek. I see something right down there. It looks like a jar. May just be part of it. Let's see together. Yep, it was just a piece to a mason jar. But you can't always have a pretty creek if you want to find bottles. So I'll suck it up and keep on trudging through this nasty water and see what we can come up with. I was right, I had to get back out. Got too deep, so I'm having to follow the creek bank down and around to where hopefully there'll be a shallow spot. We'll see here shortly. Let's see what this one is together. It looks kind of modern, but you never know. Well, it's a Dr. Pepper, not too modern. That's a 10, 2, and 4. It is debossed, not embossed, from Birmingham, Alabama. So that's a nice bottle. That's probably 1940s, 1950s. Not quite the age that we like to find typically, but overall it's a nice bottle. Doesn't look like it has any damage, so we'll take it. Looks like a pickle jar. Yep, that's exactly what that is. Oh, I got some lip damage. I don't know why I always call these pickle jars. They're not necessarily a pickle jar. They're probably some kind of food condiment. But, you know, I kind of give things general names. If y'all been around the channel long enough, I think y'all understand that. That's okay, though. That's a good sign. All right, guys. It's been kind of slow. There hasn't been a lot of glass. So we're going to head back and go get in another creek that usually has more stuff in it than this one. But I couldn't pass this creek up today without stopping and taking a look. Now, here a couple weeks ago, I asked y'all what state y'all are from or country, and I had an overwhelming response. I want to thank y'all for responding because it gets me to where I know my audience a little bit better. I know that y'all know me from seeing me week after week, but other than a screen name, I don't know y'all. And that's why I figured it would be a good idea to ask y'all a question like that. So this week I'm going to ask, what age range do you fall in, if you don't mind sharing? Because I'm trying to figure out where the general audience lies for people that are interested in antique bottles. I feel like it's going to be a primarily older audience, but you never know. So if y'all will, drop a comment below and let me know how old you are. There again, it's just strictly curiosity. I wish that I would have just caught it on camera, but a beautiful red fox just ran right in front of me, then right up that bank right there. You don't see foxes here in Alabama very often, at least not in the spot where I'm at right now. It's always a treat to see one. I need to start leaving my camera running more, but it makes it a little bit harder to edit. The more footage you have to go through, the harder it is to edit. So I do miss some of the wildlife. One thing that's a little bit disheartening right now to me is I'm looking down, I'm seeing footprints, and that means that I'm not the first person here today. So I'm hoping that they missed something or that they had bad eyesight. We'll just have to wait and see though. This little spot right here is kind of like a red iron ore spot where the water rolls out of the creek. You can see that the bottom is really red. All that you can hope if somebody has walked the area that you're at is that they missed something. And I found out that a lot of people miss stuff by moving too fast or by being scared to go underneath the trees because of snakes. Stuff like that. You gotta be willing to go where people are not willing to go. So as I traverse onward, that's gonna be my goal, is to look in the really fast moving water areas and in the areas that I think somebody could have missed something. I just picked this up right here. That was a Beeham Beverage Company. And I've got one of these, but that's a tough bottle to find. I've never found a whole one. I had to buy the whole one that's in my collection. If it had been just a little bit higher, that would have been a really cool drinking glass. It was over here in the deep part. I had to rake it out with my foot. That gives me hope. Whoever walked through here sure didn't see that, or they'd have picked it up, I'm sure. There's a salt shaker. That's not really what I'm looking for. That's all right though. We'll take it and keep going. It definitely is 100% for sure somebody has been here and finding bottles over the last few days. Sadly, it wasn't me, but that's okay because I was in Florida and I was having a good time with my family. Let me show y'all what that was like. All right guys, I'm gonna try to shield y'all from the wind today, but we are out close to Mexico Beach in Florida today. We're doing a little bit of seashell hunting. This spot right here is known to have large seashells wash up. Now, this is a bit of a change from what I normally do, but I figured I would share the adventure as we go out and see what we can find. My wife and daughter are up ahead of me. That's my cousin Joe. We're down here with his family for a few days, and we're hoping that we're going to be finding something pretty cool. This particular spot was hit very, very hard by the hurricane. There again, if the wind noise is terrible, I do apologize. We are limited to right here. We can't go any further up. As you can see, it says that there is an important nesting area here. It says help save our coastal birds. Disturbance by people, pets, or vehicles can result in nest abandonment and death of young birds. So this particular line right here, we will not be crossing it at all today, because the last thing we want to do is mess up the bird's habitat. Looks like they may have found one up there. I'm gonna get up there closer. I'll get back with y'all as we find stuff. That would have been a massive shell. Sadly, it's broken, but it would have been beautiful. I'm hoping we can find at least one or two big ones like that today, just because we don't typically find those. I believe a bird had him. Definitely gonna put that one in there. That's a big one. Look at that big gray one right there. You see that? That one here looks pretty too. Those are big. There we go. We'll put those in the bag. All right, guys. Sadly, I got home and the beach venture was actually a lot longer than what you got to see, but the footage was so terrible to try to listen to because of the audio and the wind that I had to scrap it all. And that really hurt my feelings. I don't like doing that, especially whenever my family's involved, but it is what it is. I'll save it for me and my family, but I wouldn't torture y'all with that. All you could hear was the wind. Here are a few of the shells to give you an idea of the size. There's my hand that we found that are beautiful, but we got an entire sack full. I'm talking about there's more in there than we know what to do with. Gonna have to go through. My daughter put a lot of stuff in there that's broken. I don't know what we'll do with all that, but some of them are absolutely beautiful. Some of them are just stuff that we like because of the color, but it was a blast to do with the family. I would definitely recommend, if you're down in the Florida Panhandle area, to go over and check out Mexico Beach. There's some really cool shell hunting there. I know we didn't find a ton of bottles, but I hope that y'all did enjoy this week's adventure. I always try to keep it real, even when we don't find something, just so y'all know. I did strike out last week, but that was primarily because we were on vacation. In either case, I had a blast. Hope you did too, and we'll catch you guys in next week's adventure.